So now let's look at the ingredients that we'll need to make this yummy lasagna. So let's start with olive oil. I have olive oil here. You can also use a refined oil. We'll need lasagna sheets, cheddar and mozzarella cheese, white sauce and red sauce. You can also use the normal white and red sauce that we use to make a pasta. But then we'll need some seasoning like paprika, chili flakes and oregano. We'll also need some cherry tomatoes, some mixed peppers, courgette, onion, garlic, basil leaves and one aubergine. We'll also use some Indian masalas like chili and Garam Masala to spice it up. So now let's start the preparation of our lasagna. We'll start with taking around half a courgette and we'll cut it into medium-sized chunks. Now let's take aubergine or brinjal. I'm taking around 1/4 over here, but you can also take around half, and we'll repeat the same, that is we'll cut it into medium-sized chunks. Now let's take a medium-sized onion, and here we have to remember that we are not going to chop it too fine. So now let's take mixed peppers. Here I'm going to use 3 of them, yellow, red, green, and I'm going to use around half of each. And now let's start slicing and dicing it. Let's use 3 cloves of garlic. Firstly, we'll start off with peeling the skin and then we'll mince it using the grater. We can also finely chop it, but using the grater is just easier. Let's move on to toppings. So we are going to use basil and cherry tomatoes. I'm using around 6 to 7 leaves. It's not needed to chop it, you can use them directly. And we'll use around 4 to 5 cherry tomatoes. We'll just cut them into 4 pieces and use them directly. So now let's move on to the next step. We're going to heat a pot and add some olive oil, around 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to saute the vegetables that we have just chopped. We'll start with adding onion and then we'll add courgette, mixed peppers and aubergine. Please keep in mind that we don't want to cook the vegetables fully. We want to leave them crunchy as we are going to bake them later in the oven. In case if you don't have oven, you can just cook the vegetables for a while and then use them directly. Now we'll add some salt, add it as per your taste, then add some chili powder, some garam masala and some coriander powder to it, and then mix it all well. To grill our semi-cooked vegetables, we'll spread them on the foil. Now let's put them into the oven for around 6 to 7 minutes, which we've already preheated at around 200 degrees. So now let's start making the red sauce. For that we'll heat the pot and add some olive oil to it, around 1 tablespoon. Once it's nicely heated, we'll start adding the minced garlic. We'll slow roast this until it turns golden brown. Once it's nice and golden, we'll add the tomato puree or the lasagna sauce to this. I'm using a ready-made one over here, but in case if you don't have one, you can just prepare a normal tomato puree and add to it. Just remember, if you're using a homemade one, add whatever masalas I'm going to add right now, a bit more. Let's start with oregano, some paprika, a little bit of rosemary, some chilli flakes, and at the very end, a little bit of seasoning. Then, to give it a desi touch, we'll add some garam masala and chili powder. Just mix this all well and let it boil for 2 minutes, and the sauce is then ready. It really smells so nice. I'm going to put it aside to let it cool. Let's have a look at our vegetables. We can see that they are nice and grilled. To boil our pasta sheets, we'll heat some water in the pot. We'll add a little bit of olive oil and salt to it. Then, let's start adding our pasta sheets. The oil will prevent them from sticking. We only need to boil them for a couple of minutes. We don't want to cook them fully as we are going to bake them later. Now our pasta is ready, so we'll take it out. We'll separate them and let it cool for a few minutes. So now we'll start assembling our lasagna. For that, we'll grease the pan with some olive oil. In case if you don't have oven, you can also use kadai and repeat these steps. At the very base, we'll add a layer of tomato sauce. Then we'll place the pasta sheets on it. The next layer will be of white sauce. You can also use the white sauce that we prepare usually for making pasta. Then we can top it off with chili flakes and black pepper powder and a quick layer of cheese. Then add again a layer of tomato sauce, grilled vegetables, and your first layer is ready. Now repeat the steps again to prepare the next layer. We'll add the pasta sheets, white sauce, some black pepper and chili flakes, a quick layer of cheese, red sauce, and the vegetables. On this final layer, once we place our sheets, we'll again add a layer of white sauce, chili flakes and black pepper, red sauce, some vegetables. Then at this step, we'll also add some herbs and chili flakes to spice it a bit. Finally, we'll add loads of cheese at the top. Then we'll top it with some basil leaves and cherry tomatoes. Once this is all done, we'll wrap this inside a silver foil. In case if you're using a kadai, you can use a lid and add some water at the top. Now let's place this in the oven for 15 minutes, which we have already preheated at around 200 degrees. After 15 minutes, we'll take it out. We'll remove the aluminium foil and then place it again in the oven for around 20 minutes. So 20 minutes have passed and we can see that the lasagna is ready. The cheese is nice and golden and crispy. It really smells so good. I can't wait to have a crack at it. But lasagna is better served warm than hot. So we'll leave it aside for 10 minutes. It feels like I'm cutting my birthday cake. I'm so excited to try my first lasagna. It's really looking yummy and cheesy-licious. Please try this recipe if you like it, share my video and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.